In the vast expanses of southern Africa, where the earth cracks under a relentless sun and the air vibrates with heat, life seems impossible. This is a world of extremes, a landscape of thorns, dust, and endless thirst where every day is a deadly challenge. Here, weakness is an immediate death sentence, and survival is reserved only for those with the most radical adaptations and the most unbreakable spirit. Before we venture into this hostile terrain and meet the creature that challenges the kings of the savanna, be sure to join our expedition. Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell right now. That way, you'll have a front row seat to discover the most amazing and brutal stories from the animal kingdom that we upload every week. In the vast, scorching expanses of the African savannas and Kalahari deserts, where the hierarchy of life is often dictated by the size and brute strength of large predators, there is a living anomaly that defies all the rules. Here, under the relentless sun, roams a solitary creature of deceptively rough appearance: the honey badger. It is not the largest animal, nor the fastest, but it has a reputation that commands respect even from the kings of these lands. This mustelid, known scientifically as Mellivora capensis, is the embodiment of biological tenacity. Its body is compact and muscular, designed not for flight but for close combat and destruction. Its most distinctive feature, a mantle of white and gray fur that runs down its back from head to tail, acts as a visual warning signal in the darkness of night, a universal message to any observer: stay away. And this warning is more than justified, as the honey badger possesses a boldness that borders on madness, unhesitatingly confronting packs of hyenas, leopards, and even adult lions that triple its weight, defending its territory with a guttural roar and explosive ferocity. Its survival in such a hostile environment is due to its prodigious natural armor. Its skin is exceptionally thick, reaching almost 6 millimeters in the neck area, making it virtually impenetrable to traditional arrows, porcupine quills, and the fangs of most carnivores. However, its true defensive secret lies in its elasticity. This skin is so loose over its muscular structure that it acts like a loose suit. If a predator manages to grab it by the neck, the badger can literally turn inside its own skin, twist 180 degrees, and launch a devastating counterattack with its saber-like front claws and crushing teeth, freeing itself and turning the prey into the aggressor in a fraction of a second. This biological war machine is complemented by an amazing internal physiology. In its relentless search for food, the honey badger often encounters highly venomous snakes, such as cobras and puff adders. What would be a death sentence for other animals is just a calculated occupational hazard for the badger. It has co-evolved with these reptiles to develop a molecular resistance to their neurotoxins. After receiving a lethal bite, the badger may collapse, falling into a coma-like state while its immune system neutralizes the venom. Hours later, it wakes up, shakes itself off, and continues to devour the same snake that tried to kill it. Its diet is as relentless as its defense. It is a voracious opportunist driven by a fast metabolism that forces it to hunt constantly. Using its keen sense of smell, it tracks everything from insects and small mammals to more heavily armored targets. Its jaws are so powerful that they can exert enough pressure to break through turtle shells, giving it access to meat that few predators can reach. And living up to its name, it has a violent relationship with bees. Ignoring hundreds of stings that penetrate its dense fur, it destroys entire hives with its digging claws to access honey and protein-rich larvae, proving that for the bravest warrior in the animal kingdom, no obstacle is insurmountable if the reward is worth it. However, behind this reputation for invincibility and unbridled fury, there is a more calculated and private side to the life of these mustelids. The perpetuation of this warrior lineage rests entirely on the shoulders of the female. Unlike other social carnivores, the honey badger is a deeply solitary creature, tolerating the company of its fellow creatures only during the brief and often tense mating period. Once the male leaves, the female becomes a mobile fortress for the next generation. After a gestation period of approximately 7 weeks, she usually gives birth to a single cub, occasionally 2, in the safety of a burrow lined with dry grass. At birth, the future bravest animal in the world is a living paradox, blind, hairless, and utterly helpless, a small pink mass that is totally dependent on its mother's warmth and milk. During these first months, the mother is the definition of protective paranoia. Knowing that her den may be discovered by jackals or big cats, she moves her cub every few days, carrying it delicately in her jaws, the same ones capable of crushing bones, on an endless nomadic march to prevent the cub's scent from settling and attracting danger. The honey badger's learning process is one of the longest and most demanding in the animal kingdom. The cub will remain close to its mother for over a year, sometimes up to almost 2 years of age. This time is not arbitrary. Surviving as a honey badger requires more than instinct. It requires education. The young must learn the art of rapid digging, mastering the use of their front claws to disappear underground in minutes, or to dig up scorpions and rodents. They must memorize which snakes to attack and how to immobilize them before they can bite. And they must develop the physical stamina to trot long distances every night. It is a tough school where a miscalculation is often fatal. Beyond their strength and maternal instinct, these animals possess an astonishing intelligence that is often overlooked. They have above-average brain capacity for their body size, which translates into exceptional problem-solving skills. They have been observed using rudimentary tools, dragging logs or stones to climb and reach prey, or to escape from man-made enclosures, earning them the nickname escape artists among zoologists. Finally, their defensive arsenal includes a last line of defense, a biological nuclear option. At the base of their tail, they have a reversible anal gland capable of secreting a suffocating and nauseating liquid. Unlike the skunk, which sprays it, the honey badger uses this chemical bomb to create a toxic cloud around itself in moments of extreme danger, or uses it to mark and fumigate the burrows of its prey, stunning the occupants before entering to devour them. Thus, with its intelligence, armor, venom, and brute strength, the honey badger stands not only as a survivor, but as the undisputed master of its ecological niche, sharing this same theater of dust and thirst, where the honey badger reigns on the ground with unbridled fury, stands a figure that dominates the horizon with stoic elegance. We leave behind the shadows of the bushes to enter the open, sun-scorched dunes, the domain of the oryx, specifically the Cape oryx or gemsbok. If the honey badger is the street fighter of the savanna, the oryx is its armored knight, a noble warrior equipped with natural spears that defy death. This large, muscular antelope seems to have been designed by a military engineer obsessed with desert survival. Its appearance is unmistakable. A fawn-colored body that blends in with the sand, interrupted by black and white markings on the face and legs reminiscent of tribal war paint, designed to break up its silhouette and confuse predators in the glare of the heat. But what defines its existence are its horns. Straight, ringed, and ending in needle-like points, these weapons can measure over a meter in length. Unlike the curved horns of other ungulates, the oryx's horns function as precision thrusting weapons. With a quick downward and sideways movement of the head, they can impale an attacker with lethal efficiency. It is one of the few herbivores that has the actual ability and the will to kill an adult lion in self-defense, earning cautious respect from the feline royalty. However, its most constant battle is not against lions, but against the sun itself. The oryx has perfected the art of living without water. While other species must migrate or perish, the oryx remains. Its physiology is a miracle of thermal adaptation. To avoid moisture loss through panting or sweating, this animal allows its body temperature to rise to levels that would kill most mammals, exceeding 105 degrees Fahrenheit during the day. The secret to its survival lies in a heat exchange system in its nose, known as the carotid rete mirabile, a network of capillaries that cools the blood flowing to the brain using nasal breathing, allowing its body to burn feverishly while its mind remains cool and alert, avoiding thermal brain damage. In this arid landscape, the oryx becomes a biological diviner. When surface water disappears, it uses its strong hooves to dig into dry riverbeds in search of underground moisture, or feeds on summer melons and roots rich in liquids and starch that it unearths with geological patience. Their social behavior also reflects this economy of survival. Although they form mixed nomadic herds that move like ghosts through the haze in search of sporadic pastures, there is no unnecessary waste of energy. Dominant males establish hierarchies not through constant bloody combat, but through display rituals where the size and symmetry of their immense horns are usually enough to deter rivals, reserving real violence only for external threats. Thus, standing tall on the red dunes under a relentless sky, the oryx watches over its surroundings. It does not need to hide like smaller prey, nor does it need the explosive aggression of the badger. Its supernatural endurance and the silent promise that its sword-like horns are ready to defend its right to life in the most inhospitable place on earth are enough. If the oryx's unwavering resilience and ability to thrive where others perish has impressed you, show it by liking this video. Help us keep the algorithm going just like these warriors, and let us know in the comments, which adaptation do you find more incredible, the badger's skin or the oryx's cooling system? While the oryx watches the horizon with its spears raised, relying on its size and horns to deter aggression, nightfall in the Kalahari reveals a completely opposite survival strategy. One that relies not on offense, but on absolute impenetrability. From the shadows of the thorny bushes emerges a figure that seems to have escaped from a forgotten prehistoric era, a living relic that walks the earth with a heavy, swaying gait. Temminck's pangolin. If the honey badger is the berserker warrior and the oryx the armored knight, the pangolin is nature's armored tank. It is the only mammal in the world completely covered in scales. It has no visible fur to protect it from the cold or heat. Instead, it is clad in overlapping armor of brown and golden horny plates, composed of keratin, the same protein that forms our fingernails and rhinoceros horns. These scales, which can make up to 20% of its total weight, are not mere adornments. They are razor sharp at the edges and function as a mobile chainmail that protects every inch of its soft skin. Its way of moving is as strange as its appearance, often to protect the huge claws on its front legs, essential for its survival. The Temminck's pangolin walks almost exclusively on its hind legs, using its long, heavy tail as a counterweight. This bipedal locomotion gives it an almost miniature dinosaur-like silhouette. A small, armored T-Rex, silently patrolling the darkness on a solitary mission. Its mission is to search for food, but unlike the honey badger, which devours anything that moves, the pangolin is a strict specialist, a myrmecophagus. Its eyesight is poor, almost useless in the dark, so it relies on a supernatural sense of smell, capable of detecting ant and termite nests buried deep beneath the hard desert soil. Once it has located its target, it uses those powerful curved front claws, like steel picks, to tear up the earth and break through the hard clay of the termite mounds with devastating force. What follows is a marvel of biological engineering. The pangolin has no teeth. It doesn't need them. To feed, it deploys a muscular, sticky tongue that is, astonishingly, longer than its own body, anchored internally near its pelvis. It inserts this viscous probe into the exposed galleries of the termite mound, collecting hundreds of insects in seconds. Unable to chew, mechanical digestion occurs in its stomach, which functions like a bird's gizzard. The pangolin deliberately swallows small stones and pebbles, which, churned by the strong muscular walls of its stomach, crush the exoskeletons of the insects into a digestible paste. But it is in the face of danger that this animal shows its true evolutionary genius. If surprised by a lion or hyena, which might have ignored the badger out of fear or the oryx out of caution, the pangolin does not run or attack. It stops and executes a perfect passive defense mechanism. It curls up into a tight ball. It protects its head and soft belly by tucking them into the center, leaving the predator facing a ball of impenetrable scales. Any attempt to bite or unroll this sphere results in severed snouts and lacerated paws. The scales slide over each other in a scissor-like motion, capable of cutting through the flesh of anything that tries to force its way in. It is an impregnable fortress that frustrates even the king of the jungle, who, after hours of trying to bite through a living rock, usually abandons the prey, allowing the pangolin to slowly unroll and continue its silent walk under the stars, an armored ghost that has survived millions of years without throwing a single blow. As the morning sun forces the pangolin to retreat to the cool depths of the earth, and the shadows of the desert dissipate under a harsh and revealing light. The open grasslands become the stage for a predator that breaks all the conventional molds of birds of prey. Where eagles dominate the air, this creature has chosen to conquer the ground. With an aristocratic elegance that conceals lethal brutality, the secretary bird, Sagittarius serpentarius, makes its entrance. Its appearance is one of the most unique in Africa. Standing, it reaches almost 1.3 meters in height, looking like an unlikely hybrid between a crane and an eagle. It has pearl gray and white plumage, black thighs that look like riding breeches, and a bare face that is vibrant orange or red. But it is the long black feathers crowning its head that give it its name and air of distinction, resembling the quills that ancient secretaries wore behind their ears. This crest rises like an intimidating halo when the bird is excited or aggressive, and completing this image of false delicacy, it has long curved eyelashes that would be the envy of any model, framing sharp eyes that miss no detail on the ground. Unlike its aerial relatives who scan the savanna from the thermals, the secretary bird is an infant of biological warfare. It is a tireless walker, capable of covering up to 30 kilometers a day with its long strides, methodically patrolling the tall grass. Its strategy is terror through disturbance. It strikes the ground with its strong legs as it walks, forcing grasshoppers, rodents, and lizards to move and reveal their position. But it is when it encounters prey worthy of its reputation, such as a cobra or a puff adder, that the secretary transforms into the executioner. The battle is a calculated dance of death. The bird spreads its immense wings not to fly, but to use them as shields, distracting the snake and offering vain feathers to the poisonous fangs instead of flesh. Then it deploys its secret weapon, the kick. The secretary bird has one of the fastest and most powerful kicks in the animal kingdom in relation to its size. In a tenth of the speed of a human blink, it delivers a vertical blow with its heel that strikes with a force 5 times its own body weight. It is a surgically precise strike aimed at the snake's skull. There is no struggle, no risky bites like those of the badger. It is pure kinetic physics applied with extreme violence. Often the prey dies instantly from the impact before it even knows what hit it. Although it is a terrestrial predator par excellence, night and breeding take it back to the heights. They build large nesting platforms in the flat tops of thorny acacia trees, strategic places where they sleep to avoid leopards, and where they raise their chicks. There, they feed their offspring by regurgitating the meat of prey hunted on the ground, teaching them from an early age that, although they were born with wings capable of soaring to the clouds, their true kingdom and battlefield will always be below, on the scorching earth. The Kalahari Desert is just one of many settings where life wages extraordinary battles. If you don't want to miss our next dive into the unknown, make sure you're subscribed and have notifications enabled. Nature never sleeps, and neither will we in our exploration of it. In this vast theater of dust and sun, where mercy is an unknown concept, survival is not granted, it is conquered. From the indomitable fury of the badger to the lethal precision of the secretary bird, through the stoic endurance of the oryx and the silent armor of the pangolin, each of these creatures is a testament to extreme adaptation. They are not mere inhabitants of a barren desert. They are biological warriors shaped by adversity, protagonists of an eternal drama where each sunrise is a victory and each sunset a promise of resilience. Thus, under the infinite sky of Africa, life continues its unwavering march, proving that even in the most hostile lands, the wild spirit never surrenders.